Welcome to Beyond the Audit, the podcast where we go beyond the numbers and explore the latest developments and trends in the finance world. Today, we delve deep into the intricacies of auditing in the African oil and gas sector. We're privileged to have with us today Uhabia Ujike, Managing Partner at Mazars in Nigeria, here to shed light on the unique challenges and practices in the industry. We're also joined by Natalie Toner, Marketing Lead in Africa, and she will be conducting today's interview. Welcome, Natalie, and welcome, Uhabia.
So, Uhabia, auditing the oil and gas sector in Africa requires a deep understanding of the macroeconomic factors that affect the industry. Given the significant exposure to macroeconomic factors, what unique challenges does the African oil and gas sector present in terms of auditing?
Thanks, Natalie. I think the key is understanding the macroeconomic factors you mentioned: interest rates, commodity prices, exchange rate fluctuations, and of course, political developments. It's important that the auditor understands each of this and sees how to implement practical solutions in advising the client on an audit basis.
So, navigating the regulatory frameworks across different African countries can be very challenging. How does Mazars ensure comprehensive regulatory compliance in these varied contexts?
Good question, Natalie. Regulation is broad. It's different for each country, and we have various teams around the continent navigating each regulatory sphere. Most African countries have a dedicated entity to control the country's oil and gas resources, or a ministry or parastatal overseeing oil and gas affairs. So it's imperative for us auditors to understand the regulation as it affects the entities so as to ensure compliance.
So, considering the intricacies of revenue recognition in this sector, how does Mazars validate accuracy and compliance, especially in the African context?
Revenue is complex in oil and gas industries. Typically, revenue can be from production sharing contracts. It can be from joint venture agreements. It can be concession agreements. So it's important the auditor understands the entity, takes a look at the supporting documentation for revenue, and sees that is reported accurately. We should not forget there are also tax and royalty implications that must be recorded and paid over to respective governments.
Reserves estimation with its engineering and geological complexities is crucial. So how does Mazars approach this in its auditing processes?
Good question, Natalie. You mentioned it. It's crucial. As Mazars, we need to ensure that we can rely on management experts' assessment of the reserves, especially proven reserves. So we need to test their assumptions and all the indices they've used to determine the amount of reserves that the oil and gas company has.
Joint ventures and production sharing contracts can be incredibly complex. How does Mazars ensure accurate accounting and financial reporting in these areas?
I think majorly is by understanding the client, that's the entity, and the various joint ventures and production sharing contracts he has, because the joint ventures can be with multiple partners. It can contain various pricing agreements, etc. So it's our duty as auditors to understand the entity, understand the contracts that it has entered into, so as to ensure proper financial reporting, especially for revenue recognition.
With the increasing focus on environmental and social responsibility, especially in Africa, how does Mazars validate compliance with sustainability standards and CSR initiatives in the oil and gas sector?
Thanks, Natalie. Good question. This question is hugely important now, especially with the development of ESG and IFRS S1 and S2 reporting, which is due pretty soon. It's important that oil and gas entities, being extractive industries, are compliant and environmentally and socially responsible. It's our duty as auditors to ensure compliance with set standards to ensure that they're in the right side of the law.
Thank you, Uhabia, for your invaluable insights into the auditing landscape of the African oil and gas sector. We look forward to more enlightening discussions in our future episodes. For our listeners, stay tuned to Beyond the Audit for more insights into the world of finance and beyond. If you'd like to learn more about Mazars and our oil and gas auditing services, please visit our website. And if you enjoyed this episode, like, subscribe, and follow us for more. Until next time, goodbye.